Hi folks, welcome to Matric Subloaded, Dumela, Sanbonani, Kunjani, and welcome. We're going to have a great show today. We're going to be looking at simultaneous equations, now grade 12s. If you've never mastered simultaneous equations, you need to listen. Grade 10s, you need to listen too, because you're going to be doing the start of these things in your grade 10 year, and it's going to go right up with you to Matric. Let's have a look at the first example. Solve for x and y. Now this is very interesting. We've got to find a value of x and y that when you say 3 multiplied by the x subtract y gives you 10, and then those same x and y values you've got to add to give you 6. Okay, now where do we start? Now I'm going to look at 3 specific methods. You can pick any of the methods you like, but I'm going to pretend that you've never seen this before, so I'm taking it from scratch. Now let's do this very slowly. This is the approach that I'm going to use. Okay, let's have a look at a method 1. Okay, I'm going to label the equations. The top one we're going to call A and the bottom one B. Okay, and what we're going to do is we're going to do some mathematics here. Now, if you put the equations with the x's underneath each other, the y's and the numbers, I always get my x's first, my y's and my numbers. What I'm going to do now, if you look at this, the idea is to eliminate, to get rid of either an x or a y. Now watch this. Watch this very carefully. If I go back to the slide, if I simply add down, in other words, if I say 3x plus 1x, well, what do you know about 3x plus 1x? It's 4x. Okay, that's cool, but more specifically, watch this. Negative y plus y vanishes, and that's wonderful. And 10 plus 6 is in fact 16. So when you work this out, you get 4x, the y's vanish, and 10 plus 6 is 16. Now what's nice about that, they call it the method of elimination, is that if you've got a positive y and a negative y, if the y's are the same and their signs are different, well, then we can eliminate one of the variables. Okay, now look at this. Now that's beautiful because it's easy now to solve x. So all you did is call the one equation A, the other one B, and you add down. Okay, not always as easy as this. Okay, you're going to get some quite difficult ones, but watch this. As a start, 3x plus x is 4x, negative y plus y vanishes, and 10 plus 6 is 16. I always try and get the two guys, like the y's, to be the same, but with different signs, and then of course it works like a charm. Okay, now if you divide both sides by 4, 4x divided by 4 is x, 16 over 4 is 4. Now what do we do to get the y value? Remember they said solve for x and y. Watch this. You pick any of the equations you want. If I take that 4, and let's go to equation A, for example, 3x minus y equals 10. You could have, of course, used the bottom one, but let's use the top. Let's rewrite him. Okay, there's 3x minus y equals 10. Now you know that x is 4, so let's plug it in. 3 multiplied by the x value now, which is 4, subtract y equals 10. And we can now solve for y. Check it out. If we go to the next slide. Well, 3 times 4 is 12, minus y is 10. Be a little bit careful here. If you subtract 12 from both sides, if you bring the 12 across, it becomes 10 minus 12. Be careful, you've still got negative y. And then what we then do is we say 10 minus 12 is negative 2. And if you've got 2 negatives on both sides, if you divide by negative 1, y equals 2. And there you go. You've actually solved for x and y. Okay. Very, very interesting stuff, this. Okay, and what is very interesting, in the opening question, there was a very interesting question posed as to what is the graphical meaning of this? Stay tuned, because we're going to look at that as well. Okay, so that's one method. Or you could go into the other equation. If you look at that, you can substitute x equals to 4 into the x plus y equals 6 one, and have a look at that. If x is 4, y is 6 minus 4, which is also 2. So that's the amazing thing. Once you've got your x, you've eliminated, you can go into any of the equations. Let's explore a second method. Okay. Well, here's our 2 equations. Now what I'm going to do, now people watch this. If I multiply equation B by negative 3, look what's going to happen. I multiply by negative 3. Okay, look what's going to happen here. Your a stays the same, but what we've done is we've got a is the same, and the b we've multiplied by negative 3. Look at that. If you multiply, what's this? Minus 3 times x is minus 3x. Negative 3 times the y is negative 3y. And 6 times the negative 3 is minus 18. You've taken that equation and multiplied everybody in b by negative 3. Okay, now look at this. So we can now simply add. Now look at that. Those are going to vanish. The 3x and the minus 3x goes. And negative y minus 3y is negative 4y. And 10 minus negative 18 gives me this. Okay, 10 minus 18 is negative 8. And if you divide both sides by negative 4, y is equal to 2. Then, of course, you take that value, and let's go into equation A, say. We've got our y value there, and off we go. Now we plug it in. Okay, now let me just go back a little bit. The reason, people, listen, the reason for 3x minus y equals 10, the reason for multiplying that other equation, x plus y equals 6 by minus 3, is to get the x's the same. They vanish. You can now get y, and y is 2. Now you plug in the 2 into here. Now watch that. Again, your y is 2. Okay, and then what do we get here? 3x is 2, 3x is 12, and x is 4. So there are many different ways to approach it. Now guys, stay with us. I'm going to show you another method in dealing with this in the next part of this lesson. Don't go away. It's good stuff coming.